What is going on, Bengals Nation? Welcome back. We are diving headfirst into the most stressful, exciting, and confusing time of the year, the off-season. The time when rumors fly, lists get made, and we all try to play general manager from our couches. Today we have a lot to get into because there is a list circulating about 5 Bengals players who might get extensions, and I have to be honest with you. I have some serious thoughts on this. Some of it makes total sense, and some of it drives me absolutely crazy because people don't seem to understand the difference between an extension and a free agent signing. Plus, we have to talk about the bombshell news out of Pittsburgh regarding Mike Tomlin because there is a massive detail hidden in the fine print that nobody is talking about, and it changes everything for the AFC North. But first, do me a huge favor. If you love the Bengals, if you live and breathe this team, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's keep this community growing. We are building something special here, and I want you along for the ride. Let's start with this extension talk. Everyone loves to speculate on who is getting paid, right? It's the sexy topic. Back up the Brinks truck. But we need to look at this realistically because the Bengals front office moves in a very specific, sometimes frustrating way. I was looking at a list of 5 potential extension candidates, and my immediate reaction was to break this down into who actually deserves it and who is just a free agent that we need to bring back. Number 1 on my list, and I think number 1 on every single Bengals fan's list, has to be DJ Turner. This shouldn't even be a debate. We have been down this road before, haven't we? We watched the Jesse Bates situation play out. We watched a homegrown, elite talent walk out the door because we played hardball, and we saw the impact that had on the secondary. We learned, or I hope we learned, from losing Jesse Bates. When you have a guy like DJ Turner, who has come in and solidified himself as a cornerstone of this defense, you do not mess around. You don't wait and see. You identify that talent, and you keep that talent. My mindset is simple. Give DJ Turner the longest contract humanly possible. Lock him up. Don't let him get to a point where he's thinking about testing the market. In the modern NFL, having elite cover guys is the only way you survive against the Mahomes and the Allens of the world. So, if we are talking priority number 1 for an actual extension, it starts and ends with DJ Turner. Now, number 2 on this list is where we get into the classic Bengals way of doing business. Myles Murphy. The chatter is about picking up his 5th-year option or extending him. Let's be real about how this team operates. The 5th-year option for Murphy is going to sit right around $13 million. Do I think they are going to extend him this offseason? Absolutely not. Do I think they are even going to pick up that option right away? I doubt it. This isn't because Murphy isn't talented. It's because the Bengals love to twiddle their toes. They drag their feet. They are the kings of let's wait and see how things shake out. It is not always the smartest option. In fact, it often costs them more money in the long run. But historically, they are going to want to see one more year of production. They want to see him dominate next season before they commit that big money. So while Murphy is a candidate in theory, in reality, I think they let him play it out, which is frustrating, but it is what we have come to expect. Now, let's get to the part of this list that actually annoys me. I saw names like Dalton Risner and Joseph Ossai pop up on these extension candidate lists. Can we please stop doing this? We need to get our terminology right. Dalton Risner is not an extension candidate. His contract is up. He is a free agent. If you bring him back, you are not extending him. You are re-signing him to a brand new deal. An extension is when you take a guy who is already under contract and you add years to the back end. You reward them early. When you are talking about Risner or Ossai, you are talking about guys who are technically on the open market or about to be. It is a completely different negotiation. It is a brand new contract. It is starting over from scratch. Here is what you made before. That is done. Here is the new offer. So when I see analysts lump these guys in with DJ Turner, it just tells me they aren't paying attention to the actual contract situations. Do we need to bring them back? That's a different debate. But let's not call it an extension. Moving down the roster, there are a few other names to chew on. Samaje Perine. I would actually love to see him get a 1-year extension. I think he is a really decent option for us, a stabilizer in that backfield. He knows the system. He protects the quarterback. He is reliable. That makes sense. Mike Gesicki. He just got here recently, so an extension seems unlikely unless they just absolutely fell in love with him. But again, that feels premature. And then you have TJ Slaton. I would like to see him stick around. Big bodies in the middle are hard to find, and if you can extend him on a team-friendly deal, you do it. And then there is Dax Hill. This is the other one alongside DJ Turner. Dax needs an extension. Plain and simple. Yes, he has the fifth-year option factor, but if you believe he is a part of the long-term puzzle in the secondary, you try to get that done sooner rather than later. So, out of the 5 names generally thrown around, I'm really only buying stock in DJ Turner and Dax Hill as true, necessary extensions. The rest are either wait and see, like Murphy, or just free agency re-signings like Reisner and Osai. But I want to pivot now because something massive happened in our division that is going to have ripple effects for years, and I feel like the national media is glossing over the most important part. We need to talk about Mike Tomlin stepping down in Pittsburgh. First off, let's clarify the language. He was not fired. He stepped down. And I would pay money to get the inside scoop on what those conversations looked like behind closed doors. Was this a "you can't fire me, I quit" situation? Reminds me a lot of Tom Coughlin with the Giants years ago. Remember that? The reports were swirling that Coughlin was going to get the axe, and then suddenly he steps down gracefully. It feels like a face-saving move. I wonder if the Steelers brass told Tomlin, "Hey, we're looking to move in a new direction," and Tomlin said, "Okay, I'll step down then." But here's why this is so fascinating for us as Bengals fans and for the league in general. Because he stepped down and did not get fired, the financial and contractual implications are wild. Number one, he doesn't get the rest of his contract paid out. He just signed an extension in 2024. That money? Gone. If he gets fired, he sits on his couch and collects checks. He stepped down, so he forfeits that. But number two, and this is the big one, the Pittsburgh Steelers still hold his rights until the 2028 season. Do you realize how crazy that is? Until 2028, Mike Tomlin cannot go coach another NFL team unless the Steelers say so. He is effectively trapped. He can go do TV. He can go sit on a pregame show and analyze the Bengals beating up on the AFC North. But he cannot stand on a sideline. Think back to Sean Payton. When Payton retired from the Saints, he went to Fox Sports. He did the TV thing, but the Saints still held his rights. So when he decided he wanted to come back and coach the Broncos, Denver couldn't just hire him. They had to trade for him. They had to send a first-round pick to New Orleans to get his rights. This is the exact situation Tomlin is in now. If he wants to coach next year, or the year after, or any time before 2028, a team has to call Pittsburgh and offer compensation. And you know the Steelers. They aren't going to just let a Hall of Fame caliber coach walk to a rival or a contender for free. They are going to want draft capital. They are going to want value. So, Mike Tomlin is in this weird limbo. He stepped down, maybe to save face, maybe because he was burned out, but in doing so, he handed all the leverage back to the Steelers organization. He can't just pull a Belichick and go interview with Atlanta or whoever. He is locked down. I've seen analysts talking about where will Tomlin land, and they are completely ignoring this point. He lands nowhere unless a team is willing to trade draft picks for a head coach, which is rare and expensive. For us as Bengals fans, this is interesting because it removes a massive figure from the sideline across the field, but it also creates this strange asset for the Steelers. If they trade him, they get picks to rebuild. If they don't, he sits on the shelf. It's a win-win for us in the short term because the stability in Pittsburgh is gone, but we have to keep an eye on if they manage to flip him for a first-round pick that turns into a problem for us later. It's just a wild situation. I saw Pat McAfee breaking this down the other day, and I thought to myself, wow, nobody realizes how stuck Mike Tomlin actually is right now. He is in a box. He can't move. So, to recap the Bengals side of things, pay DJ Turner immediately. Do not overthink it. Stop calling free agency signings extensions. Looking at you, Dalton Reisner truthers. And let's accept that Myles Murphy is going to be a slow burn because that is just how this front office operates. They are going to drag their feet until the last possible second. And on the Steelers' front, the Mike Tomlin era ending is a shock to the system, but the drama is far from over. Watching how they handle his rights, and if anyone is desperate enough to trade for him, is going to be the storyline of the offseason. I want to know what you guys think. Drop a comment below. Who is your number one priority for an extension? Is it DJ Turner, or do you have someone else in mind? And what is your take on the Tomlin situation? Do you think he coaches again, or is he done until 2028? Let me know. I read all the comments. I love seeing where your heads are at. We have a long offseason ahead of us, but we are going to break down every signing, every rumor, and every move right here. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a beat. Until next time, keep it locked here, and Who Dey?